creating of this matchup zone by Louisiana Tech. They're falling into the trap of just passing and shooting outside jump shots.
Anderson's hustle has kept some possessions alive tonight. Iona McNeil gets one through the top of the march, and there it is, 219 in his career.
Beautiful use of the shot fake by McNeil. 219 career three-pointers, as you just mentioned, ties the school record and has his team down 2.
Fans up on their feet at the TAC, the Thomas Assembly Center. See if the Gales can quiet this crowd. Shot clock inside 10 for one of a few times, and a whistle on Jaron Johnson just as Lowry was getting ready to spin to the rim. Fans not pleased with that foul.
What's been critical in this second half is not only the three-pointers, but Iona doing a much better job of taking care of the basketball.
And you talked about that very early, as far as not having the turnovers that lead to runouts or dunks on the other end.
Well, it's intriguing because in both the first half and second half, Iona turned the basketball over extremely rapidly. 3 or 4 turnovers in the first 4 or 5 minutes. But then after they kind of get their feet underneath themselves, they seem to calm down. They have 9 turnovers for the game, but 15 assists, and they have not turned it over in over 4 or 5 minutes.
Officials have spent some time talking with players before sequences, maybe getting a little physical. McNeil the takeaway. McNeil in transition. Tie game. There you go.
Well, Iona fans, I apologize. Feel like I jinxed them. Give credit to La Tech, though. That's what we mean. 40 minutes of pressure, though.
English long on the shots. Bulldogs down 5 just a moment ago. Could take the lead. McNeil couldn't hit. And here come the Gales. Isaiah Williams, 2 big steps. Off the glass, no good. What a pace tonight here in Ruston. Kaiser had a flush and he could have caught it. Speaking of dunks, Armand on the other end.
Love to see that unselfishness. These two teams have complete admiration for one another. You can tell they play for each other, kind of like the Florida Gators, kind of like Wichita State.
Well-coached teams. Allow a foul there by Bowman, bumping against Jaron Johnson. That'll take us to break. The Iona Gales getting out and running, scoring some points in transition.
Well, they do an outstanding job of getting out on the fast break, and this is the unselfish that we're talking about. 23 fast break points. Armand with the finish.
That was on the road, too. St. John's Regionals had some upsets. Number 1 seed St. John's went down last night. Green Bay lost at home. Illinois, even though they're the higher seed, had to go on the road to Boston tonight. Assembly Hall going through some renovations, and they had to rally to come back to win.
Brett, they'll have a difficult matchup against Clemson, who knocked off Duke earlier in the year by double digits. So we know that's going to be a Big Ten versus ACC matchup. And right now, we've got an exciting matchup here at the Thomas Assembly Center. We've got teams that are knocking down three-pointers, and in particular, McNeil, setting a career record over 219. The young man juicing the shot fake. He's moving without the basketball, and you love to see that emotion and that excitement at this point of his career and at this time of the year.
Damien, here's a man who averages 11 points a game, and he does so in about 21 minutes a contest. Well, tonight, 15 points, 12 minutes. He's upped his pace.
Well, when you can shoot three-pointers, you have the ability to points quick, fast, and in a hurry. And he did it when La Tech needed him the most. So many different players on these teams contributing, which makes it difficult to prepare for these teams as well.
McNeil takes a quick seat as Jaron Johnson has a chance to tie this game up for the 5th time this evening. 12 points for Johnson. 7 lead changes, 5 ties, and we're going to have a few more. A.J. English, the point guard, gives to Isaiah Williams. Shot clock inside 10 for one of a few times tonight. Lowry goes to work, follows his miss, Gale's back in front.
They answer the bell every single time. Iona displaying how you win games on the road. They're getting stops and they're going to the basket.
2 well-coached teams of the night.
See how back and forth this game has been with 5 ties, 7 lead changes.
Chris Anderson with an offensive foul. Isaiah Williams, the heart, the energy guy, the hustle player, takes the charge much to the dismay of Michael White, and that's the 3rd foul.
I had the privilege of playing against Michael White, and the reason he had his hands on his head is because those are the type of plays that he used to make. Gave up his body, very strong, a hard worker.
Team though, down 2 and with the basketball. Body control from Lowry, and 1. 18 points off the bench for David Lowry.
And Lowry, 6'9", 255 pounds, but watch him on the catch here with a little helicopter hang time. Hangs and finishes and scores on the interior, and now has a chance for the three-point play. The old-fashioned way.
19 points, 13 rebounds in the game for that young man off the bench. Tech with the ball down 5, and Michael White wants a timeout. Inside 6 minutes to play, maybe sensing things slipping just a bit here at home.
Well, and you got to give a lot of credit to David Lowry, who we just saw. You know, we mentioned his size, but his efficiency at the rim is extremely well. And Coach Michael White right now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to control tempo of this basketball game a little bit. He has a decision to make now. At this point, the game has not been out of reach for him. But now down 5 with less than 6 minutes to go, you now get into limited possessions. And so on his end, he's deciding how to come back, which is via pressure defense and creating turnovers, which is how they've scored the entire game. He's those turnovers into offense.
Let's look back at the Florida State bracket, the regional. Seminoles advanced with a win over Florida Gulf Coast last night. Georgetown a winner. And Georgia up by 10 over Vermont in the second half. Winner of this game will meet Georgia if the Bulldogs hold on to win.
Georgia Bulldogs and Coach Mark Fox, the bubble burster of the SEC. think every team that was on the bubble just about Georgia knocked off.
Technique of the basket, and Alex Hamilton provided one. He has 10 points in the game. See if the Bulldogs can get a stop. I mentioned every possession becomes critical in the final 5 minutes and change. English looked like he had a seam. And Laurie gets called for the foul with an elbow on Speedy Smith, and that's his 4th personal. It's a tough way to pick up his 4th foul, and Coach Kluse has a decision to make whether he'll leave him in.
Yeah, you know, David Laurie, the young man out of East Orange, New Jersey, now has to, in my opinion, he's got to come out. It's just too much time left to go in the basketball game. As well as he's played, you're going to need him down the stretch. So if you're Coach Kluse, my guess is he'll take him out.
Looks like Mike Poole ready to check in to replace Laurie. They're going to take a look at this, see if maybe this elbow was flagrant. But for me, he was just trying to create some space, and we'll see it again.
Yeah, not even close, really. You applaud the officials for taking a look at it and being cautious in a game of this magnitude, but certainly a basketball play. And I'm sure what they were looking at is towards the end of the play, wanting to see if there was any type of extension of the elbow. But
he's just trying to close his hands.
Yeah, these are just 2 guys going after the basketball in March.
Competing for a loose ball, and our officials taking a look, and they did not reflect on the monitor very long before going to the respective benches. Iona Gales out of the MAC, 4th highest scoring team in the nation. La Tech top 15 as well. And remember with the Bulldogs, we touched on this in the open, Damien. Last 2 years in this building, 27-1. They just simply do not lose here.
Well, they're very good, and they're playing against a potent offensive team in Iona that we mentioned is the only team outside of the Power 6 conferences other than Wichita State that is in the top 10 in offensive efficiency. And so that's a reason why you see a score like this, 81-78, with 5 minutes left to go in this basketball game.
And how about the job Coach Kluse has done at Iona? 4 years, he's been in the postseason all 4 times. Signed a contract extension through 2018, 2019. He's going to be there a long time, and he's going to have several good teams to come.
Well, he really is. And, you know, a couple of NCAA tournaments recently. And the bottom line is both of these coaches are going in the right direction. That's why they both have contract extensions out to 2018.
La Tech needs a hit, down 3. Speedy Smith with the ball for the Bulldogs. We're tied again. Jaron Johnson from the baseline. What a game. Isaiah Williams needs to get rid of the basketball, and he did not. A 5-second call, closely guarded.
You love to see that intensity on the defensive end. Iona right now, they have answered every call, but as we go down this last 4-minute stretch, you see there are already 2 turnovers over what they normally average. Will they break down? Will they continue to hold it together?
Operating the offense for La Tech. Backdoor again from Hamilton. Speedy Smith the assist. Timeout Iona. Just a couple of moments ago, the Gales were up by 5.
Well, this game has truly been back and forth. Defending, athleticism, unselfishness, dunking, threes. We've got a little bit of it all here this evening. And both of these teams that are senior-oriented just not wanting to give up moving without the basketball. Hamilton doing a nice job of cutting and exploding to the rim. And of course, the vision with precision by Speedy Smith is something that we expected here tonight.
Smith began the game with 262 assists this season. First team all-conference player. And you see the assist tonight on the made field goals. That's an impressive number.
Very impressive. And, you know, when we talk about Kenneth Speedy Smith, first team all-conference USA, defensive player of the year, made the all-tournament team, set the single season record for most assists, has 8 assists in 15 of his last 17 games. And you can see this young man not quite ready for this season to end yet.
Leading the charge on the court and trying to keep these fans up on their feet here at the Thomas Assembly Center. Bulldogs won 27 games last year. They won 27 this season. Coach White wants to see his team win this game in advance. In the game. Kaiser altered that shot.
Laurie upset, felt like he should have gotten a foul. Armand is he did a good job of sitting and getting position inside, but you got to finish that.
Speedy Smith doesn't finish. Kaiser went up and over the back of Laurie, but not enough contact for a foul. Gales have numbers. Bowman in rhythm. 3 from the corner.
What a clutch shot by Bowman. Ice water running in his veins. And another senior coming through in the clutch.
Gales lead by a point. Bulldogs the basketball. Inside 3 minutes to go in this first round NIT matchup here from Ruston, Louisiana. Chris Anderson steps out. Kaiser competing for the rebound. Whose ball? Bulldogs ball. But it'll have to come after a media timeout. We all need to catch a break.
Right now, Iona showing you why they're second in the nation in threes. Bowman with the trifecta.
Whoa! Tell them they're fine.
That's a three.
We thought this would be an evenly matched game. Each team has made 32 field goals tonight. Each team has made 8 3-pointers. The difference, one more free throw and some points in transition haven't hurt.
Well, give them credit. They've done a good job of turning defense into offense. Williams doing a good job of being unselfish, getting it out to Bowman. And then, this is what we talked about in defensive transition. At times, La Tech not doing a good enough job of finding Armand here, putting the finish. The senior really wanting to get a win and a W here on the road.
Our opening thought tonight was about the disappointment both of these teams faced not making the big dance. Iona was there each of the last couple of years. La Tech has won their regular season each of the last 2 seasons. That is just a distant memory right now. These teams competing to advance here in the NIT.
It's an opportunity to get better. Most people see the benefits of these type of games a year or two later.
Chris Anderson with the jump stop and the hook. Rory again, another rebound. He's pulled down 15 boards tonight.
Well, he's dominating that paint area. 255 pounds coming in handy.
It'll stay Iona basketball. Good look at the young man from East Orange, New Jersey, coming off the bench. 19 points, 15 rebounds tonight. 30-second timeout with 2 minutes and change to play here from the Thomas Assembly Center.
Well, right now, this is about a tempo type of basketball game. These teams realizing the importance down the stretch of tempo on both sides of the floor. For Louisiana Tech, they want to keep it an up-tempo game, make sure that they can create turnovers to get offense before that good defensive Iona set up. But Iona, if they can make it more of a half-court game with Rory inside, they have more of an advantage.
You see what's ahead. SMU, host UC Irvine. A little bit later on, here's the Florida State Regional. You see the Seminoles and the Hoyas advance. Georgia and Vermont battling as we speak. And the winners advance to round 2.
Well, a very good Vermont team against a Georgia team that we talked about, who we know has played well in the SEC. Charles Mann, Kenny Gaines on the outside, have a nice guard, and Frazier off of the bench, and then Jurisic, a mobile big man as well.
Iona trying to win their first NIT game since 1983. Right now, they're just trying to get the ball in bounds.
And that's very difficult out of the timeout. And Coach Michael White, with a little bit of an element of surprise, nice job of getting into the pass lanes and making Iona burn a timeout.
Gales have just 1 remaining. Really, David Lowry has taken over at times, both on the boards and scoring points in the paint when the Gales have needed it most.
Lowry doing a good job of being active on the glass, and also looking to show his ability to inside out with the cross finger, and then the Iceman finger roll, and then using the crab dribble, taking his time, the jump hook to the left side. He's been bigger, he's been stronger, more aggressive. That's allowed him to be very efficient on the interior with the double-double, 19 points, 15 rebounds.
Having a huge game for the Metro Athletic Conference champions. Gales with the ball, leading by a point. And A.J. English controls. He had 19 in the first half. Now he's taken over here in the second. Sean Armand doesn't even get down to the rim. We've had 9 lead changes tonight. Make it Smitty Smith off the glass. Lowry, remember, he has 4 fouls, goes to work. Too strong.
No need to panic here for Iona. All you got to do is get a good stop. Very important possessions, though, as you go down the stretch. Probably 2 to 3 possessions apiece.
Should they choose, they can win the game clock inside a minute. McNeil, the 3-point line. Doesn't get the roll, whistle underneath. Looked like Isaiah Williams ended up on the floor. The foul going against Michael Kaiser.
Kaiser, 6'9", 205 pounds, gets caught with the foul, but Speedy Smith, the right name, just explodes to the rim, and then look at him getting back in transition, as we talked about.
Third foul on Kaiser sends Isaiah Williams to the free throw line. Now he's been there just 16 times this season. Made 14 of them. He missed 5 games earlier this year, and then missed him. They won just one of those games. And back tonight with a cold-blooded free throw to tie the game yet again. On the 11th lead change, could be forthcoming. Puts the Gales back in front by a point.
Advantage Iona here offense is set up. Coach Michael Wright, let's see if he tries to use a ball screen. Back to the rim, or maybe McNeil open for another three-point shot.
Anderson against Lowry. Bulldogs regain the lead. This one can't end in regulation, can it? We might need some bonus basketball. The Gales have had answers every time tonight. Let's see if they can do it again. Remember, there's just one timeout remaining. They'll burn it here with 30.9 to play. Coach Kluse not happy with something on the offensive end. One thing teams like Iona and La Tech have to do, they have to be able to win on the road. Iona's done it 9 times this year. You can look at a lot of big-name programs that have won 4 or 5 games. Made a season out of winning away from the no shot.
That's one of the categories that made sure that they concentrated on this year, which was the ability of teams to win quality games on the road. The reason why some teams made it and some teams didn't make it.
Maybe both of these teams regular season titles championship. If these teams win the dance, you could easily envision Iona or La Tech winning a game or 2 in the big dance if they were so lucky to be there.
No doubt about it. 2 quality teams here, and 2 teams who desperately want to win here.
All right, what do the Gales do with 18 to shoot? Down the line.
Well, they had success going inside to Lori. And as a result, whatever the play, he's the man that I think has the biggest size and the best advantage on the interior. Obviously, you have Armand, who can score from the perimeter as well. But I like going on the road. I like going inside and giving Lori a chance to score, get fouled, or maybe both.
Gales need to get the ball inbounds. They do not have a timeout remaining. Armand will have to go in the backcourt. 10 to shoot. Shot along the center. 7th leading scorer in program history. It's not Gales night. Lowry the rebound. And a whistle. And a foul with Chris Anderson. With 13 seconds to play.
And he gets the basketball anyway. You know, that's a difficult choice. And you talked about Coach Kluse and how passionate and emotional he was when he talked about Sean Armand. You know, he's thinking the last game, I've got to go with my veteran, my senior, all that he's done. But give credit to Lori for going after the loose ball and getting the rebound anyway.
Kaiser, the shot blocker, contested the shot of Armand. That left Lowry open. The La Tech fans wanted to jump. Now instead with Anderson. Talk about some pressure free throws. 20 for Lowry. And we're tied again. A 57% free throw shooter. But when they've had it tonight, it's not enough for Coach Kluse, and he does it again.
Michael Wright has 2 timeouts. I would guess that he would let him go.
Speedy Smith. Hamilton from the baseline.